Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want to remind you this episode is brought to you by patrons like Ahaga Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Den, Nestor Flores, Soda-san 0424, and BeautyGamer75. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
Scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight.
A little bit chunkier
Well,
than
the problem
usual.
was that...
Oh, that's because you started it?
I accidentally started opening it earlier, so it already got the, what's the word? Carbonation out, the hiss. And so all that was left was the metal popping sound. There's that point where I was all like, wait, don't open this yet.
You know, for stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to, late night Let's Talk FGO. It's not really that late. For Lucky, it's not even night yet, but it is later than usual. We're here. Hi, I'm one of your hosts, the Fluffy Sheep Omega. And with me is my co-host, the Veiled Beauty Lucky. That's right, veils and all.
Just stunned silence.
I am actually fluffy right now. I need a haircut.
Everyone, I hope you're enjoying Fate, a Grand Order, aka It All Happened in a New York Minute. And while we here at Studio Mega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EN version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should go recruit an adventuring party.
I really wanted to blare out just a quick sound clip of New York Minute, but that would have taken a little too much setup time. I already have no idea how late I'm going to be up waiting for this thing to render. But okay, hey, hi, we're here. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to have a nice, relaxed, sleepy time episode. Everybody tuck yourselves in bed and listen to us talk about stuff. Spooky goblins and things. I really should have... I'll put that back in post. I should have made sure to give myself time to do a spooky, scary skeletons button, but I would have had to signal Lucky to not say anything for a little bit. That's okay, I'll put it in post. But, alright, well, let's get going. And, really quick, let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh. As soon as I figure out where that button is, because we've rearranged my layout.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. Today, this is a very temporally specific pro tip, but there's a lot of possible banners and mini-events that will be happening before the Halloween rerun is over. I don't know if they're gonna, space out the gap between Halloween and Shimosa a little bit longer to give those some time to breathe or what, but be on the lookout for, an interlude campaign, FGO this... whatever they're going to rebrand FGO this stage anyway. The Parvati banner and little event commemoration, the Okita banner we've missed, etc. So stay alert and watch your spending. Don't overcommit to any one thing. There's going to be a lot of little things coming together. Like just the other day, I was thinking, because I blew through all my tickets in a story I will tell later, but I was just thinking about it and oh shit, Shimosa's going to be before Halloween. That means I'm probably gonna burn all my monthly tickets then. That's gonna kind of suck for Halloween later. But alas, that is the situation we find ourselves in.
Isn't Parvati, though, gonna be put in the comment pool, though?
Yeah, she is permanent. It's just, this is gonna give her a nice little dedicated rate up.
Yeah.
We're also gonna get a new Mystic code. That's fun. That's why I talked with some of the people in the Discord channel about this stuff. Oh yeah, she has a costume, that's right. That's the same thing. She has her school uniform costume, and also you get the school uniform. But, I was throwing out all the stuff that's gonna be, in the next couple of weeks for us, probably. And I threw out the Heaven's Feel collab, and I was like, you may think we've done this already, but actually we haven't. We just did the special Sakura CEs. We did not do the Mystic Code, or the Parvati banner, or any of that yet. So yeah, that's, where we's at with the stuff coming out. So keep an eye out for all that. I guess we'll just go ahead and keep on rolling to Records from the Throne, our regular achievement topic.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, this'll spoil it, but I picked Saber Altar like I said I was gonna, and I didn't have to worry about spare NPs. So I have already got her Smile protected and her level maxed. I am ready for that future casual custom. Please delay works. Somebody did a compilation of, people constantly asking for that. It was very funny, but also sad.
Yeah. On my end, after much deliberation, I picked Semboy for my ticket. I picked up
Yeah, you agonized over that one until the last minute.
Well, I wouldn't say last minute, but
Well, maybe not last minute, but right up until the point where we got the ticket, you were still talking about how you hadn't decided.
yeah, it was about 2 days after I actually got the ticket. I was like, yeah, I actually had to talk it over a bit with our Discord community. It was a bit of an interesting discussion, but ultimately I decided to just to complete my Knights of the Round collection, and just hope I get spooked later.
Oh, that's what I noticed this in the YouTube comments. That's what a couple of people in the comments were saying. It's like, no, Lucky, no, you're going to get so many. Talking about Empress Wu, because she is a permanent. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes those permanents take a while to spook you, but then they get back to you. Hey, let's jump over to Not All the World's Evil, but Damn Close. So I actually stockpiled a lot of tickets from just leftover NeroFest stuff, the 5 in the shop, the 10 you get from 7 million downloads. Out of all of that, Rama is now NP3. That's about it. Nothing else interesting happened. So yeah, those permanents, huh? They'll come back to you.
They might be permanent, but they still only have a chance of showing up.
Yeah, but still, sometimes they come in streaks. I think my Fran is like NP2, and I didn't get her for like a year after she came out. Oh well, probability is weird, kids. Only it's not really, but you know what I mean. And if I ever seem slightly distracted while we're doing this, it's because I'm trying to farm right now, because I forgot just how many goddamn maps there were in this. And I'm wondering to myself, do I really want to make more enemies spawn, or will that just make this take longer?
I don't know.
But yeah, hey, speaking of that, let's jump into the news and talk about Super Ghouls and Pumpkin Rerun Light. Apparently this is both of those things. Or Revival Light. This will be going on from 9/19 to 10/2, so you got a couple of weeks in there. So my bullet points are basically, it's all the same shit, only if you already did it, you get a lore, not a grail. That's, excuse me, pretty typical, whatchamacallit, stuff. And there is a new challenge quest. If you have beaten Salem and you did all the other challenge quests in the rerun, there will be a new one, which features the whole party, basically, Ibaraki, Robin, Nito, and Liz, who upgrades classes as you break her bars for a lore. So we'll see how that turns out when we're done. If you haven't browsed the shop inventory, which you might not have, it's only as of the time we're recording this 9/20.
Mm-hmm.
So that contains all the usual mana prisms, QP, EXPs, foes, including several gold foes. It's got a lore in there on its own, as well as fangs, lamps, jewels, grease, hearts, scarabs, bloodstones, feathers, which I know a lot of people are super excited about, and Assassin Lancer caster statues. I looked at the rate-up, and the rate-up's a little crazy for this. So Cleo's back. I threw 5 tickets at this banner and got fucking nothing. I was trying for the 4-star CE, but whatever. At least I didn't get another extra Vlad. Speaking of which, he's back on rate-up, along with Nito, Ibaraki, and then Robin, along with all the banner CEs coming back. So if you didn't polish off your Dangerous Beast last year, go ahead and get your memes in. Actually, that's a good question. What's Redrop's meme CE this year? Is it... Did he draw Mecha Martha? Or is that a different one? I gotta look this up.
I thought it was Trick or Treatment.
Is it Trick or Treatment this year? Searching. Googling. Yep, that's Redrop, and that's Great Battle at Himeji Castle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so...
Yeep.
Yeah, so it's Halloween Princess, Dangerous Beast, Trick or Treatment, and then the... What is... I can't remember the one. It's the one with Lance Artoria.
Let me look at Oniland real quick. Because that's also relevant, because that rerun's going to happen in JP soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was... So, interestingly enough, that was Royal Icing, is the name of it.
Royal Icing, that's what it was.
And that's actually in the store for Oniland.
Oh.
And then I think is Trick or Treatment just in the banner? It might not be. It's a 5-star. Nope. That's in the. It's in the summoning campaign.
I'll probably have to throw for it.
The esteemed. We mentioned it. Mecha Martha Aerial Drive is in the store, which is also another really good CE, but that's by
really
Needy Tootie. Ooh, scratchy. Oh God. We're not doing the pregame yet, but I just looked at all the CEs and I noticed that all the event shop mission rewards or drops are all spawn CEs, and I'm just like, oh god, not again. But we'll talk about all that later. Actually, Lucky, if you want to have a go at Wu, if you're thinking about some others, she's got a raid up on that Halloween. It's Osakabe Hime, Liz, Camarilla, Yan King, Wu, and Penth.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. We'll talk more about that later when we do our pregame. I don't know how or when that will actually be placed.
Oh, also, Tactic David, it's not that Three Houses had updates, they just released what their future updates are going to be. My bad.
Oh, cool. I gotta look at that later.
I'm looking at it now.
Hey, guess what? We're gonna talk about Three Houses stuff on, once again, for like probably way longer than we planned on it. Tomorrow on What's Up. Because I finally got through my time skip. Anyway. So that was all the Super Ghouls and stuff. Do we want to...
I'm sorry, I just, I'm reading the updates, and something just popped up. A new maid and butler battalions.
Oh, I really need to get that DLC pass. First, I need to figure out how big of a storage card I need before I start downloading shit onto my Switch, but goddamn. Of course. You thought the quote-unquote loungewear, which is really the gym uniform, was memey. No. Nintendo is going to go even further beyond.
Yeah, no. Apparently you will also get maid and butler costumes for your characters, too. And then maid and butler battalion.
Oh,
That's part of the paid, though.
Ooh, I'm gonna really need... Gonna need that season pass. That's only, what, $20? $25? It's not terrible.
$29.
I'll think about it. I do need to watch my wallet, because Daddy Google Bucks is being much, much, much slower. I did get it correctly sorted out, and they verified my bank account, but Google AdSense is like, so we only pay you if you're over the threshold, and we pay you once a month, and also, because you couldn't set up payment before you had enough to pay you, you've missed the payment deadline for this month, so you're gonna have to wait. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Google.
Bitch.
Well, that technically that probably means more money, but still, later. Thanks, guys. Oh well. At least you are lovely patrons, and Patreon are much more lickety-split. But yeah, so, Lucky, do you want to talk about, like, early rerun thoughts now, or do you want to talk about Battle New York first?
We can talk about early rerun thoughts. So, again, I love the Lightworks and Aniplex who have made this event because, again, it's just fun. Like, these events, like, even if you get outside the mechanics, the stories are just fun. I felt that way on my first year, and I'm definitely feeling that again this year. Like, I'm probably not going to play through this event to, farm a ridiculous amount of materials, but I will definitely play again to relive the old jokes and the old moments. Like, for example, I haven't gotten that far in the rerun right yet. I've just only done the first couple nodes, but I totally forgot that when you actually unlock the temporary Brave Ellie, that it does the actual, Castlevania / Super Ghouls and Ghost and Ghouls thing of, showing the whole map while playing music before going back. I was like, oh yeah, this was a thing. Going all out on their video game tropes. Like, I'm looking forward to, running into, all the old jokes. It's this always trying to sneak into Master's Bed trio. Them literally about to, wade through lava. I'm looking forward to that. But,
Lance's a lot of married women will come back.
Yep.
I know a lot of people have been posting the Lisbeth sign image again.
Yeah.
Just to show you how iconic it is.
Lancelot wearing, being Berserker and...
Shut up. Yeah, there's a lot of... Well, and Type Moon have said this themselves in relations to writing for FGO, that, events really let them get their sillier, more comedic, the side that writes all their April Fool's jokes and stuff like Carnival Phantasm and stuff out in the, seasonal event type stuff, and then all the serious, soul-crushing shit they save for story stuff, because that's how they roll.
Yeah, and I very much like the balancing act between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe, right after I can't say right after this, but we have Shimosa coming up.
I mean, in JP, the distance was about 3 days, so yes, basically right after.
Yeah, so, and like I said, I know nothing about the Shimosa story, but I know that it's gonna be the serious.
It's gonna be pretty metal.
It's gonna be pretty metal. So, like, I enjoy the roller coaster effect we have going on here, because after Shimosa, we'll be going into our third Halloween event, which will probably be the exact same thing as we continue to make a skyscraper out of this damn castle.
Yeah, we're gonna park a castle on top of the pyramid on top of the castle.
Which again makes me wonder, what the fuck are they gonna do this year?
Yeah, we don't know because, well, everybody liked to joke that Oni-Land was secretly on top of the tower the whole time. I don't think that was actually ever really commented on, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know at all what they're doing this year.
Yeah.
And I don't even know when exactly we'll get to it, because like I said, they haven't even done the Oni-Land rerun. That's right up next.
But, like as I said, like, I might work a little bit hard to, like, max limit break some CEs, because I believe the store CE only had 4 copies, so I was like, I'm gonna pick up
I realized that when I was setting my support settle, I'm like, oh, I guess I never got a drop on Hero Ellie Chain's Adventure.
Yeah.
Because I only had 4. I'm like, okay, well, I'll polish that off.
Yeah, I'll polish that off. I'll pick up what I can, but as of
right
mostly now,
I'm about free XPs, maybe some gold foes.
Yeah.
Because those are pretty rare.
Like
maybe the lore,
so
though I'm still going to earn a couple other ways.
Got a lot of servants to level.
Yeah, thanks to, I had a shitload left over from Nerofest that I just saved, but I was able to mostly power level Nero and Saber Altar, but that was my entire backlog. So, we work on stuff. But yeah, that's that. I mean, I'll say, like, I mentioned this earlier that I was like, man, I forgot how many maps there are. Because there's a lot of nodes, there's a lot of tiers, and it's a little tedious sometimes, but at least the drops are pretty good. So I'm mostly just doing it for the sake of something to do. Ooh, my data updated. I'm being redirected to the title screen.
Did we ever get the?
Is it time for new master missions? No, I don't think so.
It's only Friday. Did we already get the 10 quartz?
Yeah, that was right away that first night. But yeah, technically that should be on the news, but it was very, very subtle.
Yes, it was.
But we passed, was it 200k
followers
on Facebook? And they gave us 10 quartz, which is great. That may have just been an excuse because there was a Twitter followers event this month in JP, which probably gave a bunch of quartz. But still, yay, quartz.
Yay!
I back up to like 90.
Gimme that shiny rock.
Magic rocks.
Actually, I think I'll use the embers and try and level Cleo.
It's pretty solid. Cleo's got 50% damage in this.
Yeah. Well, I have most, like, I think I actually have all the bonus servants. I just don't have majority of them leveled. Like, Cleo and Extra Vlad.
I do not have most of the event servants, despite the fact that most of them are permanent. At least I can fire up right away and be like, oh, well, here's my, NP5 Max Ascension Brave Liz, who gets 100% damage. That's nice to start off. I know you get her temporary right away, but, you know, the work's already done for you. Yay, reruns.
I do enjoy that when you get a temporary that Brave Liz immediately asks, please give me some embers. And you're just all like, haha, no.
I do like it when they're a little bit meta.
Mm-hmm.
Meta jokes are fun.
Jokes are fun. Okay.
Actually, you know, I was just thinking, I was like, man, it feels like there hasn't really... It's because there hasn't really been a lot of, like, extra content and stuff, because in JP, nothing really new has happened since summer, which was a while ago. It was, like, over a month ago, I think?
Yeah. And honestly, I still have no idea what the fuck was happening in there, so I'm like,
No, I just know that there were new servants and, like, dialogues to read and stuff. But,
yeah.
That sounds like a good pivot into talk about Battle in New York 2019.
Right.
So we'll do that. So, hey, funny how this works. JP's doing Battle in New York 2019. It's going from 9/18 to 10/1. Huh. Funny how that works out. So this banner is slightly different. It's a different banner this year. It is still Gilgamesh, but it's a Gorgon and Jaguarman raid up, which is actually pretty good. Both of them are story locked. So that makes it a decent banner to pull on. Gil has an animation update. He now sits on his throne and has the super in-depth NP animation with the front-facing sprite and all that.
You say front-facing sprite, but the big thing is that extreme close-up they fucking do on Aya.
Well, yeah, they do the whole thing. It's like Karna's animation update. He does like the whole, attack cut, and you get to see not even just a front-facing profile, but a front-facing action shot. So it's pretty high detail. They're really taking the fact that they struck a lot of old phones from the update, improving the stuff. So there's that. I don't know much else about his animations other than they're new, and I've seen some of them. But, hey, guess what, everybody? Siduri's the shopkeeper. Yay!
Yay!
She has voice lines. She's also the 3-star CE. Yay!
Immediate crying.
Everybody was sad. Except for that one motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know who you are, sir, or madam, if you're listening. You know. And you know. Shame. Shake my hand.
How dare.
How very dare. They do this all the time. It's just the same as the people who are like, oh, by the way, with Pavarti coming out, everybody get ready for those assholes who saved the Crestworm EXP CEs just so they can slap them in Pavarti's CE slot like an asshole. But yeah, so that's super cool. Honestly, I really feel like this event is like because Babylonia starts, what is it, 10/5? I think it's October 5th. I think that's when the anime starts. So I can't help but feel that this is like even more stealth Babylonia promo. I assume that's why Siduri is voiced, because she has a voice actress now because she's in the anime. Don't know who does it. Still want that Siduri servant. You're doing new bronzes, guys. You could help me out here.
You could say Siduri can be a fucking silver.
She could be a silver, but they're also doing new bronzes, so there's literally no excuse.
Let's see, release date. Double check. Yep, October 5th.
Yeah, so I like I said, I feel like this is like a stealth Babylonia promo. You got Gil, Gorgon, Jaguarman, Siduri, all that stuff. Also,
we are literally 2 weeks away.
I think we said this on air, but it was confirmed to us that Babylonia is 24 episodes.
Yeah,
which is good.
Well,
it means the episodes.
That's what I thought, because a lot of people were getting curious about, curious about the overlap with the Camelot movies. Because if it's 24 episodes, that means it will be going into the end of winter next year, which means the first Camelot movie will be out, and who knows, maybe some of those that more will get explained. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
There'll definitely be some more promos for Camelot. But, yeah, so that's happening. The shop's got command codes, the Scenic Beauty CE, which is lovely. The Lotto, because the Lotto event contains Lotto stuff that you don't care about unless you play JP. Mm-hmm. It also contains the CE Jewel Bride, which is yet another useless Nero Gut CE, but it's very pretty.
Isn't this like the third Nero's Gut CE?
The third or fourth. It's a Nerofest standby. Yeah, I don't know. It might be the third, because we just did two Gods, 3 Legs, which was not a Nero CE, but was Guts. Let me check what last year's version of Battle in New York was.
Let's see here.
Let's see what Battle in New York 2018's Lotto was.
Yeah, because first year we had Nightless Rose.
No, that was also a useless Nero Gut CE. Well, probably not useless, but that was Return Match, which is this one. It's probably not as useless because it gives you a pretty big crit strength buff, but still,
and then second Nero Fest was Princess of the Right Rose, which was also Gut. Yeah, there was. Then the very first one was Sleepless Rose, which was Guts. That's in the Rare Prism shop right now, actually. Yep. If you guys really need some copies. But yeah, so I guess that's a Nerofest theme. And a Nero theme. I know she has a really cool Guts that I don't have access to yet. This is one of those things that, like, I realize, because I've suddenly got 2 story-locked servants who have been in since, like, the launch of the game, that I forget about. Oops, I bumped my mic arm. I forget about stuff like this. That, like, man, Neo has a lot of interludes and stuff. I think she has like an NP interlude and a skill interlude. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I forgot about all this because I didn't have it for the longest time. Well, I better work on all that. Luckily, she's level 80 and she's got a costume, so she fits in perfectly at Halloween. But yeah, that's apparently a theme. But like I said, it looks pretty. So There you go. It's literally Nero Bright, what looks like it to be in a snow globe. I'm all like, I want this.
Well, it's the grand prize for the first 5 lottos, so you can't not, which is fair enough. And it's a Nero Fest, so it's all the same, except there are new enemies, and there's going to be more exhibition hell later. I don't I don't think they've announced what the... It's like how... Excuse me. It's like how Nerofest was for us this year, where, like, last year's exhibition matches came first, and then they gave us new exhibition matches that made us hate ourselves. Battle of New York 2019 is doing the same thing. You can access some of the 2018 ones already, and then later, the real shit that's going to kick your ass is going to come out. So, we'll see. Yeah. Last year's were apparently pretty intense and complex, so we'll see if they can continue to one-up themselves. Other than that, there's not really any news. It's a Nerofest rerun, only it's not a rerun because you have to roll all new CEs. Again. Like I said, though, it is a pseudo stealth Babylonia, because you've got a Siduri 3-star CE, you've got an Enkidu 4-star, and then Gil is the 5-star. Oh, and there is the secret golden sheep, Ziermud, or whatever, who's the lotto box machine. And I believe he speaks. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. There are some new command codes, though. Or there might be... No, some of them are definitely new, because one of them is a sheep one. But I think some of them might be old. You might get another copy of Heaven's Chains? I don't know. I'm reading the 5-star command code Heaven's Chains effect, and I'm like, that's got to have happened already. Because it gives you plus 20% versus Divine. I'm like, that's definitely already been a command code, hasn't it? Who knows? I feel like that was an effect, but I'm not sure. Because we don't have command codes yet. I haven't been paying too tight attention to them. And it's not like I can pop open my command code inventory and check.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good question. When they add command codes, will they add another Spirit Origin list feature for that? They must, I suppose. So you can check which ones you've got. I hope so. They have art.
Actually, if they had, we should know already. Like, anyone in JP, do they have, like, a Spirit Origins for command codes and whatnot?
Let us know.
Let us know.
Okay, well that's I guess all our talk on that. Let's see, how long we go? We go about 30 minutes. Yeah, so spec-wise, to refresh everybody to what might be coming either before September is over or in early October, I will run through the stuff that I talked about with the Discord really quick to blatantly kill time. But, so, we've already, I think, got the equivalent of the 900k followers for Twitter. They found a way to give us the 10 quartz. So there was the Kyomaf exhibit, which would be Okita and Hijikata. A lot of people have speculated that that's going to be moved to Thanksgiving, which would make a lot of sense.
That makes sense.
Our big seasonal 5-star rate up. Let's see, we already did 7 million. So this is another one that you really got to wonder what they're going to do, because there's supposed to be the FGO the stage commemoration, which has a login reward, which gives you, if you log in for 10 days, you get 5 extra Saint Quartz and 5 extra Night Medals, and should include a banner which has a Da Vinci rate up on it and a Bedivere rate up, which is important. So I don't know what they're going to do for that, but I feel like that's 5 more quartz and a limited servant rate up, so I don't know how they can skip it. I just don't know what they're going to do. Maybe... does Camelot have a date yet? The movies?
The movie?
Yeah.
The Camelot movie is supposed to air in Japan early next year.
Okay.
Like
if they don't have a definite date, I could see something like Aniplex announces that they're going to screen it in the US. Here's a celebration.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll pull that out. I assume they're gonna, because they've had some press recently for Heaven's Feel 3, and also they announced that they're doing a because it's going to be basically simulcast with through Crunchyroll. They're going to do a premiere of the first episode of maybe the first couple episodes in LA. Aniplex is actually hosting an event where you can get together and watch the first couple of episodes. It's only in LA though, but they're trying. They're doing stuff. So if they they got a little bit of wiggle room before they have to do it. So, but I could see them doing that as like, yeah, we're gonna screen the movies in the US somewhere. Here, have your shit. Boom. And then after that, let's see. We already did our 800 days because we started earlier, so that's not a concern. There's supposed to be an interlude campaign, which will add new interludes for Gawain, Lancelot Saber, Tristan, Bedivere, Vlad Extra, Nightingale. That's her going to be here. NP upgrade. Hunter-Faced Hassan, and Rama. Some of which are post-Solomon, so that might be cool. It's going to be there somewhere. And like I said, there's what was the Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel movie premiere, which obviously we've way missed. That movie came out 2 years ago. Who could have guessed?
I got it on Blu-ray. Oh, actually, they might put that off a little bit. Because I just remembered, Heaven's Feel 2, the Blu-ray comes out this November.
Ooh, if they have the... I don't know if they have the time to move that, because there's a lot of stuff happening later in the year, but if they could, they might. They might push that one back. But that'll be the... Pavarti will appear, along with all the Fate Stay Night classics, who are on Raid Up. There will be a Pavarti trial quest, and also the permanent unlock of her costume, but you can also get a ticket from the trial quest. There's some special craft essences, which are really sick looking.
Oh yeah, so I looked it up real quick. The Heaven's Feel 2 Blu-ray North American release is November 19th. The Japanese release was August 21st. It already came, JP.
Yeah, don't know. We'll see if they do anything. Because they've already done part of the event, so we'll see if they tack on anything else in there. But yeah, so there's going to be some cool CEs. We already got the Sakura CEs because in Japan those were the crazy GPS ones.
Yeah.
Which we skipped. We just got them, and I missed some because one of them was over Christmas when I was away from phones and stuff, and also was sick. Was it the Da Vinci one? I'm sad. I like that one. Oh well, Da Vinci won't get in my box, so we'll just be sad. Oh, though this will also be the animation update for Cursed-Arm. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. So keep an eye out for some of those sometime, maybe soon, maybe not. Like I said, this is the real jiggly-bop time for shaking shit up, because October is going to be Shimosa and then Halloween, and boy howdy, November. So November, there's more interludes. They've got to rerun last year's Christmas.
Actually, now that I think about it, our last two interludes our last two remnants are real close together.
They are. They're very close. This was the problem that they had when they did it in JP. But hey, guess what? We've also got the Fate Apocrypha collaboration, which will include a Amakusa Shiro raid up, and Astolfo will get his costume. They've got to figure out how they're gonna cover that one, because it already happened. November, we've also got what would be the 11 million downloads, but it'll probably be 8 million for us, because that's when Gramps comes back. Thank God I don't have to worry about that. And then there's Salem. And then in December, there's more Salem. There's more interludes. Because that's the thing. The first Salem raid up doesn't have Abby on it. So that doesn't even... that'll probably be with our slightly accelerated schedule. That'll probably still be slightly into November. And then after that, you've got Merry Christmas from the Underworld, which is going to be Santa Altera Welfare, and Aresh is coming back. Well, she's premiering, so that'll be great. There's also going to be some adorable CEs, but that's where all my quartz is going. I'm up to 90 kids, and 2 story releases that are going to come out before it. That's going to be good for your quartz.
Oof.
Medusa Lancer will also be on there. Oh no, Medusa Lance! I just realized that's bad. That's real bad. Aresh's banner also has Medusa Lily on raid up.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, so many people are going to be disappointed, possibly including me.
Oh god!
But yeah, so hey, guess what, kids? We have a super busy, because then at the very end of the year we're going to get the prologue to part 2, which will actually include real story content too. So. Yeah, it's going to be an intense last couple of months. It'll be a little bit like last year, where it was like, Babylonia Christmas Salem, go, boom, get fucked. There's no new event, it's just Happy New Year, which will be OE, and then there's going to be the Da Vinci rerun. Ooh, and Setsuban. Man, wow, this party doesn't stop.
Real talk, does this party ever really stop?
Well, hey, no, JP had that problem earlier this year where there was that big gap before Lost Belt 4 where for like a month fucking nothing happened. Like, and arguably they were a couple of weeks before Battle in New York started where also basically nothing was happening. Just like some interviews and stuff.
True.
So
There
are slow periods. It's just we're in the build up to, I think, the first Lost Belt. There is a lot of big energy. Like, they're going to do a couple of really big reruns. Next February is the Garden of Sinners rerun. Garden of Order.
Here comes Fujino.
And then there's going to be the Saber Wars rerun. I guess, actually, technically, it does slow down a little bit in March, because that's only reruns and stuff, but that's a build-up to the release of Lost Belt number 1, and then after that will be the Apocrypha collab for Golden Week. So yeah, it's... The first couple months, the last and first couple months of the year always seem to be a big deal in FGO, because it's like, okay, you gotta get Christmas, if you got any story that's coming out later, you gotta cram that in there at the end. You've just come off, Halloween, which is a new event, and so on and so forth, and then New Year's is a big deal, and then, well, once you do New Year's, there's only, like, a month or so before a new Valentine's, etc., etc. Yes, your wallet does want the party to end, because it hurts so bad. But alright, we stalled for, like, 10 more minutes. Do we, want to talk about case files? Should we tell everybody if they don't want to hear us talk about case files, they should fuck off?
Yeah, if you don't want to hear about case files, you guys should all fuck off.
Alright, so number 11. I literally watched this one earlier today. Because earlier in the week, Lucky was very nice to give me a Crunchyroll guest pass. So I watched the Tanya movie, and that's what I did at the beginning of the week.
Actually,
and then
I'll give you those too, because they only last for, 3 days?
48 hours. But still, so I forgot about it and was busy until today, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna record today. I should probably watch it. So it's very fresh in my mind. I like 11 a lot. Part of that's because Waver is awake now and doing things. He is awake to solve crimes. So that was kind of how the last one ended, was just like him being like, shit, I'm awake, I gotta solve crimes. Now he's like, I'm awake, I'm solving crimes. He utterly dunks on Ms. Adashino for completely ignoring facts to make her story work, like a scrub. And he does some solving, he interviews some people. I think the key word here is they discuss they come to, Waver especially comes to this revelations, and it's the title of the episode. It's like, it's an after image. We're not actually solving a case, we're solving the echoes of a case. Which I thought was really, really cool, that he's like, the case has already happened. Now we just we're looking at the after effects. I'm like, man, that's cool.
Super meta.
We get a lot of Olga Mary in this episode in a good way. She actually gets character development.
Mm-hmm.
She reveals to Waver that she has a slap in hand.
Mm-hmm. She uses it.
Which Waver is like, dude, kid, you got balls. You just slapped an adult.
Well, it stems back from the fact that when Waver wanted to stand up to, his adults and elders, he didn't actually do it directly. He just, stole something and ran away.
Well, yeah, and he even explains it in the episode. He's like, kid, let me tell you the difference between you and me. When I wanted to stand up for myself, I didn't stand up at all, and I stole some shit. But now I'm a survivor, so I can't not stand up.
Yeah.
So they managed to talk her around. And Waver actually tells her what Trisha told him, which Trisha was actually looking into the Holy Grail War because she wondered why. I don't know. Has Marsbury's name actually been said in the series? If it was, it must have been very quick. I think they've only ever called him Lord Enemysphere.
Yeah.
But basically, because we know his name, we can say that there was a very clear explanation that for some reason, Marsbury realizes that there's something wrong with the Greater Grail, which nobody else has picked up on yet. Hint, it's Angramanu. It's an angry mango. But, so he's completely disinterested in it. And Waver's like, that's weird. The Greater Grail must work because it fucking summons servants, so I don't know. Don't know about that. And other things that means he has to stall at least until the Holy Grail War actually happens before he can realize something was wrong with it. because otherwise we'd break time or something. Then he does something that I assume he will reveal at a later date, but Ogomeri has a very accurate ley line map, apparently. And so Waver looks at it, and he realizes something that he doesn't share with the audience right away. But he does get Ogomeri to cough up the thing that also came with Trish's head, because, like I said, Adashino was a scrub, and she didn't even destroy the evidence that contradicted her conclusion. She just didn't do anything with it.
Well, basically, the way Waver explains it is she basically ignored anything that did not support her.
Yeah, basically,
yeah.
She explicitly ignored all possible evidence contrary to her theory. I don't know if Waver actually phrases it like this, but the best way to phrase it from a storytelling or mystery solving standpoint is she first made a conclusion and then she reached the evidence based on that conclusion, which is the wrong way round.
Yeah.
You're supposed to look at the evidence and then reach a conclusion based on it. Sherlock Holmes would completely have utterly destroyed her.
They also go into explaining this, that policies usually doesn't care about the why or how, they only want to do.
She has mentioned that earlier, which is a good thing. I think that I think if we were reading the light novels, her character would have been established naturally in earlier arcs, but in the anime, they took care with the Fairy Eyes arc to actually establish that that's her MO, where she was completely all over the wrong suspect all the time, because she doesn't care about the truth, she just cares about something that policies can take action on.
This is also alluded to in the fact that because
well, yeah, so the second half is we actually get to the auction, which is a really nice scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how fiction does it all the time, but they have a really great way of making auctions really tense. So Yvette is bidding up Mystic Eyes like crazy, and then they drop the actual item, which how did she phrase it? They said that they're the jewel class Mystic Eyes of Transients.
Yeah.
So they've reclassified them, and it's like, okay, we're gonna bid on it, and the bidding goes crazy. And I still don't know Waver's sick friend's name. I don't remember it at all. Does anybody ever call him his fucking name? Like he's blanking out too.
On what?
Waver's friend, the coughing one.
Oh, Melvin.
Melvin, that's right.
The guy who has a lot of money and prides himself on seeing his interesting thing is seeing people fail, I guess.
Yes, he says he enjoys most when good things are corrupted or fall from grace.
Yeah.
Which he has a very interesting discussion about. We get a lot of him in this episode too. He has a very interesting discussion with Gray, where he explains kind of his motivation, and it's like his one joy in life, because he says that he's too physically frail to be a mage. So he's like, no, kid, my thing is I'm a brute who knows he's a brute. I just, live simply to see bad things happen, and that's my catharsis.
Yeah, but he also states that, if it's someone who wants to see bad things happen without, seeing it himself or risking it himself, that is nothing but a coward.
Well, yeah, he basically has the Lelouch ass problem of well, if the king doesn't go first, he's like, if I don't see it myself, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not gonna run away either, so I'm totally gonna take the collateral damage on this, but he literally gives something up as collateral to give Waver more money, because they realize that Miss Adashino doesn't really have a budget for this, as in, she can spend as much money as she likes, because you were gonna mention this earlier.
Yeah.
Policies technically owns the Mystic Eyes now, which means most of the money goes back to them.
Yeah. Because as the priestman is a criminal, he technically does not have ownership anymore. All they have to do is basically take him back, and those eyes belong to policies.
Right. Anyway, which means that they... Waver still points out, now technically, there is a limit to how much cash she can move at once, and the train will still take a commission, because that's how auction houses work, so it won't be 100% of a refund, but she has way more fucking money than them, because apparently policies doesn't care about money.
Nope.
So we get into the whole big bidding war, but I believe that that's just... Waver was just stalling for Kalas to do something, because just as everybody's about to run out of money, he's like, well, I'm glad I've gathered you all here today. I've been waiting for some evidence, so now I'm going to solve the fucking mystery in the middle of the auction. Boom.
I do
wavering.
appreciate that the auction house was just all like, okay.
Dude, you can't... When the detective is like, I'm glad you've all joined me here tonight. You can't stop him. He's gonna drop the conclusion.
It was actually something because they, when the bidding was getting heated up, they actually called for a break. And then,
yeah, Melvin was like, hey, can we take a recess? And, like, the auctioneer, like, paused and was like, okay, motion passes, everybody. Because I'm sure, as an auctioneer, she understood that what Melvin actually meant was, oh shit, we need to secure more money. Which is not uncommon in these sorts of things, like auctions or gambling. And so the auctioneer was like, okay, you guys go find more money. I don't care. They also, despite the fact that they kind of fucked shit up by stealing his eyes, the train has actually been really friendly, because Melvin was also able to convince them to push it back until midnight, so that gave Waver an extra day to talk to, or half day to talk to Olga Mary and get his evidence and stuff.
What a kind group of monsters.
They're great people, except that whatever the fuck is going on with the vice director lady, holy shit. Like, whew, I don't know what the fuck she's supposed to be, but damn. Like, you thought the guy with a frog head or the elephant head was weird. She's just like a blob of space, vaguely shaped like a woman. A walking galaxy. I'm like, what the fuck? Guy who wrote Case Files? I want to say what the fuck Nasu, but what the fuck guy who wrote Case Files?
If I remember correctly, he did collaborate with Nasu on it.
Yeah, I'm sure, who knows? Nasu might have given him a dumb suggestion for something weird. But, so Waver derails the whole auction to drop a bomb on Adashino and be like, yo, you fucked up. So, first he reveals that the thing that he also got out of that came out of Trish's imaginary space, oddly enough, was a little weird, lewd figure, which made Gray very uncomfortable. And he was like, yo, in case you guys forgot, you can block mystic eyes and control them and shit. And everybody was like, oh, we're dumbasses. We completely forgot about that thing you just mentioned now, Waver. Thanks. But basically, he posits that, God, they say his name a lot, but I can't ever remember it. Goddamn Nasu names. It starts with a K, Churchman's name. Something rather. He basically, he theorizes that wasn't the perpetrator, he was the weapon. Boom. Somebody was able to manipulate mystic eyes so you couldn't see him coming, and stuff happened. And now we're gonna actually reveal the real thing, because, Trish's head was technically still alive when it went in the imaginary space. And then the episode ends when Adashino does something to lock down Cowles for some reason, I guess to have a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really get what she was doing besides being even more sus. I guess, like I said, I guess they just needed a dramatic break. We should mention that technically Waver starts this by having a little bit of a powwow with Gray and has a revelation where he's like, where first he's like, man, Hephaestion's really weird, because the actual Hephaestion should be a dude in history, and also, I didn't see her in the Ioni, which is really weird, because if she was Iskandar's companion, she should be there, right? But then, that's when later, when he's looking at the leyline map, he's like, I'm dumb. That didn't matter at all. It's like, all that stuff already happened. We're not actually solving the case. We should just ask, why is she here? What is she doing? By
the way, the priest's name is Karabo Frampton.
Karabo Frampton. That's right. Frampton, I think I can remember. Let me say that a few times. Frampton. I think I can say that one. The first one is hard. What the fuck? That's not how names work. But yeah, so that's cool. That, like, Waver shows that he's a great multitasker. He can solve multiple mysteries. A couple of details we missed. There's a little bit of flat in there. He got to hang out with Go Lion again. Apparently, there was a special task for them. There was also a lingering bathtub shot of Luvia.
I like how Waver can, like, go to this rich girl and is like, hey, I'll teach you things, and she's all like, yes.
Well, they mentioned that earlier, that's the Edelfelt MO, is to steal magic from other mages. So she's like, because they're having a discussion, and he's like, so thanks for helping out Randaz, and she's like, I was paid, but I'm done now unless you're gonna pay up, and he's like, all right, after this is over, I'll give you private lessons. And she's like, boom, sold. I'm going to steal your secrets and be really, really sexual right now. Seriously, if it weren't for the bubble bath, boy howdy. There is a standing up front and back shot. And in case you were wondering, guys, Luvia's kind of ripped. Her back muscles are well defined. So that was a fun insert. But it's 13, I think, not 12? So
it should be.
This week should be the big stonking climax, and then the last one will probably be denouement. Where there is, I presume, at least one more big angry fight scene between people. And we're gonna actually see the real bad guy. He's gonna appear. And then Waver will have to explain everything to everybody because nobody's gonna have any fucking idea what happened. And that's how mysteries work. It's like it's like the Mystic Eyes thing where Waver just drops that as a casual fact. He's like, it completely escaped me. I was a complete dumbass. You can, Mystic Eyes are a known quantity. You can do things to repel them. And I'm like, we didn't, considering that we had so much Mystic Eyes exposition, no, we didn't really talk about that. I mean, technically he's right. That's, you think it is a blindfold, but it also does other stuff. That's what Medusa's Gorgon Breaker is it's a special device which counteracts her Mystic Eyes. BT Dubs, it does this by completely shutting off her sense of sight, so Medusa is literally blindfolded while she's wearing it. Though for another fun fact, we did discuss, when we did our big exposition on Mystic Eyes, we did talk about quote-unquote Mystic Eye killers, which is just magic glasses, because Nasu likes glasses and or Takeuchi likes to draw glasses.
Real talk. Writer in
goodness.
glasses is top percent.
Top percent. But that's a fairly persistent theme in Nasuverse stuff. It just also happens to coincide with the artist can draw cute art. Like I said, chicken and egg, who knows? But that's basically it. It's cool. We're getting towards that end there. We're getting towards that conclusion.
Actually, this reminds me. I gotta check to see if the third volume of Today's Menu Within Families manga has come out. Because it is being released in English. I got the first 2 volumes.
Just good.
Actually,
we've had a lot of conversations about this. Not a lot of Fate stuff is actually officially released in English.
Yeah, so that's why I was actually kind of surprised that Today's Menu did. Let me double check something. Today's Menu for the El-Melloi family, Volume 3. Nope, it is not out yet. When does it come out? Let me click that button. November 5th, so a couple weeks. But I just recently finished reading the second volume, and funnily enough, in their bonus side stories, they actually had one based in Fate Grand Order, where Mesh and Emiya make dragon steaks. And I was reading the notes in it. It was basically based on Beowulf's Valentine CE. And apparently the creator was all like, "How would you actually cook a dragon steak?" And I was like, "Let's make it a side story." Because that's the interesting thing. Because actually reading the manga, you actually learn a little bit about how they do it. They actually do make, like, all the dishes that they make in the series, they actually make themselves, so they can break down the recipes.
Right, because that's the special thing about Today's Menu. Besides the fact that it's just really wholesome and nice, it's also a legit cookbook. Basically, it's a legit guide to how to cook those meals. Yeah, like after every side story, there is a couple pages on how to do whatever recipe. Not the abridged version they do like in the actually in the moment. So it's actually really cool. But yeah, like I'm really enjoying it. And again, it makes me like really, really because like the anime series only went to like half of book 2. And they already have like a whole third book out. So I'm really hoping that one day I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna predict that at New Year's this year, when they do their big New Year's FGO stream, they're probably gonna announce that they're gonna make another year's worth of those. Because that was the weird thing about Today's Menu, was that it was monthly. Oh, it was monthly, and it was actually an ONA, which is an original net animation. It was released online. Yeah, but I could see them taking another time to do that, especially because when does Heaven's Feel 3 come out? Spring
okay. 2020.
I'm gonna assume then that Ufotable would be done with primary production well before that, so they could probably start scripting another series.
Actually, let's see. UFO Table's been working on Demon Slayer, but I think that's almost done. I don't know if that's been renewed.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what their production capacity is like.
Yeah.
Because obviously, some studios can, do quite a few of these in parallel, whereas others are like, this is our anime for the core, possibly for the year.
Yeah, UFO Table actually has their hands on a lot. Like, they did the opening animation for Code Vein, a couple of other video game openings as well, actually. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Sounds like they do decent contract work.
Yeah, let's see. They worked on Demon Slayer, but they should be done with that. So they're probably working on whatever new thing they have coming out. I just don't know what that is. Here. Yeah, Spring Song probably is mostly done, I want to say, right now. Let's see, I think they said spring, so that's at least half a year. So they're probably in post-production for it right now. Mostly focusing on voice work and editing. I don't know.
But yeah, so hopefully they have time next year to get back to that, because if the third volume's come out and they're only halfway through the second, that's good, do 1.5 a year, basically, or season, however it works out.
Let's see. I wonder, can I actually find out?
I also was I am pretty sure Case Files is going to be 13 episodes, because, hey, guess what? 12 will be the 21st, and then 13 will be the 28th, and then, hey, guess what? It's the 5th, it's Babylonia. It would line up perfectly.
Video game. Oh yeah, they're also working on the Tales of Arise opening, which is another game that will be coming out in 2020. So
video game openings can be anime-esque video game openings can be pretty detailed, but I also wonder how much production time does doing one of those those contract works actually take.
I don't know, because it just says opening animation and cutscenes, and Tales of the Tales games usually have
that could be
They usually go, but I'm looking at their Wikipedia right now to see what they got.
Yeah, because Persona traditionally has a small handful of anime cutscenes.
Oh, what's this? Okay, so I'm looking at their television series, and they have a series called Girls Work, which is to be announced, which is a co-production with Type Moon. I'm gonna look up what this is real quick.
Yeah, double check that. Welcome to the FAF stage. We're over an hour and could finish any time, but we're still talking. Lucky will look that up. I will think about what the fuck I'm going to call this episode.
Let's see. Girls Work is an anime series in production from Type Moon and UFO Table. All that is currently known about the scenario taking place in Girls Work is that the story involves a version of Shinjuku that has become one with Paris. The city is called the city that dreams, and is mentioned to be the real main character of the story. It was announced as to be an all-ages visual novel back in June of 2008. Along with Mahusukai no Yoru and the Tsukihime remake. And in 2010, it was announced that it would be released as an anime series instead of a visual novel. So this apparently has been floating around since 2010.
So, yet another big Type Moon dream project which has not been finished. Because, boy howdy, hey, where's that Tsukihime remake?
We waiting for it.
That said, I intensely narrowed my eyes. But hey, if it's a Type Moon original story... One, there's gonna be some fucking references in there, but also, it could be interesting. Because I know there's a lot of stuff. Yes, that was me. That was literally why you were saying that. I was like, narrow. Alright, that'll be fun. We'll check that out. I don't know if we'll talk about that on Let's Talk FGO, but...
We'll let people know. As I said,
and like we said, it could be more relevant than we think, because Type Moon.
Type Moon.
Also, still, I don't think any word on any projects out of Type Moon Studio BB yet. They're still recruiting.
Yeah.
So we don't know what they're up to yet. Give me hey, guys, I know you're collabing with bigger companies for 3D games and doing your own in-house 2D stuff. Can you get me a extra remake with CCC thrown in there for the PS4? It's all the rage these days, I'm told.
Also, yes, Poke Emblem. UFO Table has done a lot of the opening animations and cutscenes for God Eater.
Well, that makes sense that they're doing Code Vein, then, because that means they have a relationship with that studio. Well, so yeah, I mean, we don't... Unless we have some more shit to make up, that's most of everything we want to talk about for this episode.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I do want to mention that What is a Singularity won the poll. I could have written those notes this week, but I didn't. I was lazy. I'm not sorry. I was busy
Honestly,
with stuff.
Honestly, I feel we're going to need that next week more than anything.
Yeah, because that means we'll still have, like, over a week left of the thing. Now, like, for safety, I could do Shimosa pregame in there, but I also don't know, because they might space us out on that. There's a lot of stuff that we have to cover, so I don't know. We'll definitely do it next week, though, because that's the last actual week in the week, so... in the month, I should say, so that's usually when we do those things. But yeah, Singularity won, so I'll break that down for you. And we'll talk about Singularities and Epic of Remnants, and we won't talk about Lost Belts yet, because that's not a thing until, like, December 26th. Yes, once again, Christmas will end, and then we will all die. Thanks. Nasio. Though, yeah, everybody get hyped, because that is an actual thing that's coming soon. It's already month 9. Month 9 is almost over, in fact. It's almost month 10.
Crazy.
Funny how time works. But yeah, okay, we had a decent length episode. I'll think of something to call this one. Like, Battle for SIDURI'S Smile, or something. That'll get the clicks. I don't know, our last episode, actually, I don't know what it was, but our last episode did super popular. I think it's our second best ever. It's got over 3K views.
What?
Yeah, no, it's been steadily crawling up there, and I'm not sure why. I should probably check about, like, viewer retention and stuff, but I don't know. Lots of people are still clicking.
Well, you started using the actual, like, hashtags and whatnot, right?
That's true. I did start using actual hashtags after a suggestion on how to do that from an audience member who basically told me that, no, you just put hashtags in the thing and then it makes them hashtags. So I'm like, really? YouTube actually did a thing that was simple and good? Thanks, guys. So I have done that. It's also probably very eye-catching because you put a Merlin and then some Artorias in the thumb. So
you can't see it, but Lucky just did a shit-eating grin and did a thumbs up.
I was expecting double thumbs up.
I have my hands on the mouse. I'm looking at stuff.
That's fair. But yeah, so that's probably why. I do know that, like I said, there was definitely a spike when we first transitioned to new thumbnails, but some stuff have names that I guess don't catch people. Some of them are a little slow, but last week did really good. Thanks all so much, because that was also an episode we did live, so that's always a concern, right? That people are going to be like, oh, I missed the live episode, or oh, I tuned into the live episode, I don't need to watch the thing. So it's always...
Oh, geez. You're right, it's at 3.3. Crazy.
Yeah, it's big. We'll see if it can crawl all the way up to 5K and dethrone that one, which was our big... that was our first episode of 2019, was the 2018 in summary. Was that the last time we had voice on? It might have been.
Oh, yeah, no, we totally had voice on that one.
Well, we had him on. I'm just wondering if that was the last one we did with him. It might have been. So that's probably why it's popular.
Rip that final one ever thing. I can't even remember what we did.
Voice invited us to talk for like 3 hours about ranking the story of FGO, basically.
Oh, that's
the part
right.
1 story. Because we were the only guys who really talk about story, and may still be.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time. I don't know if he's got that somewhere. Voice, if you're out there, I know you sometimes still stream FGO. I've said this before, I think, but if you have that audio, pass it over here. I'll slap it up raw with a warning that, like, it's 1 million hours long. But, because I don't really want to put any pressure on anybody. I do know that some people in our audience have kind of asked, like, about the quote-unquote lost episode or whatever, and I don't want to be like, hey, Voice has it. Like, audience, or first of all, don't bother Voice about it. It's entirely possible it was a huge file. He probably got rid of it to put huge files with animatics about gun girls on it and stuff. I don't know if I would have saved it if I wasn't going to post it. Because I already have a storage problem with our episodes, so... But I know that some people do ask after it still, so I'm like... I don't want to cause any waves, but if somebody did happen to have that, I know people who want to see it. But alright. With all that, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll wind on down. Why are people posting the image about the curses of the Thanos? Why?
Well, we could forever blame Camper for saying that. And...
Well, yeah. He said it, and you immediately saved it, and we're like, now you've said this forever. You can't get out of it. And he was like, oh no! Which is our other favorite thing of Camper's to post.
Camper is very memey in his stuff. I don't know why everyone likes...
I think part of it is because his avatar is still swimsuit Artoria from Emiya family, actually.
Yeah.
Which
But
just
if
lends
I
a
say,
certain quality to all his posts.
let's see here. If there's the two that of campers post that I always remember, it's if I yell, "Someone give me an oh no," someone will post camper saying "oh no," and if anyone has trouble deciding like a servant or if they roll, they will always post campers saying "follow the dick inside your hearts." Like if I could turn those into fucking like quick links somehow in our Discord, I would. Oh, what's this thing? Someone's using light mode.
Ugh, it's so bright. Didn't they revamp
So
that
bright.
lately?
They did revamp it, but
That
like,
said,
I'm eternal dark
I've
mode
been
on
in dark
everything I
mode
use.
for like forever.
Yeah.
It's easier on my eyes. Though who knows? Maybe we should get Gunner glasses and get a deal like the Game Grumps did. They have their own signature Gunner glasses now, and apparently the slight yellow filter helps you with screens.
Yes, it does. But
It's funny. Somebody else said, because these guys are in general, they can't hear us at all. But somebody immediately talked about it's a cursed image because of light mode. But all right, we'll wrap up. We've talked your ears off enough. So, hey, if you watched this episode on YouTube and you liked it, give us a like. We love likes. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. We love to hear your comments. How are you doing with the rerun? Are the Battle in New York challenge quests kicking your ass? Let us know. And of course, you can also join our Discord, which we've talked about a lot. That link's in the description. And if you are new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and get all of our latest episodes. And consider hitting that bell for notifications, even if you're already subbed, so you'll always know when we post a new episode. Because, let's see, it's about 9 p.m. Eastern. This episode's not super long, but I think I'll be able to put it up so it can go public tomorrow, but I don't know. You never know. So notifications help. Also, sometimes I realize I forgot to post a video for like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, shit, I should make that public.
Oh, no.
That's what happened today. It was just an AP, so those don't get a lot of views anyway, but I was like, oh yeah, I had that queued up. Whoops. And like it says at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You get access to episodes early, in audio format, for as little as $1 a month. Right away. No need to worry about the public wait or anything like that. It really helps us out. At higher levels, you can join us live. Lots of other stuff. Keeps the train rolling. Keeps us working on stuff. Working on bigger and better things. And yeah, so we'll see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO. Stay tuned later this week for What's Up, where we'll talk about other stuff. Don't know what kind of stuff yet, but some of it we've already talked about. And yeah, we'll see you then.
See you then.
Spooky